Detroit, AIM High School is fully committed to that edict. Our next live remote comes from the studios at Detroit Public TV, where Fred Nahat is ready to talk to us about AIM High School. Hey, Fred.
Hey, Soledad, thank you. On this American Graduate Day, we're pleased to highlight a local school that's helping students with special needs to prepare for college and beyond. My guests today are co-founders of AIM High School, Michael Earls and Gwen Dunlap. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here on American Graduate Day, a big day for all of us across the country on public television. Michael, you are also the founder of AIM High School. What is your goals, your mission?
Well, our primary mission, Fred, is to provide an outstanding educational and social experience for students with a variety of language-based learning differences, anxiety disorders, and attention deficits. Our primary goal is to create a community where these students feel safe, connected, very connected to their teachers, and a place where they feel like they are actually they're valued and preparing for college and or work experience after high school.
And of course, we all love the vision, the mission, but day to day, what are the mechanics? What special needs do your students have, and how do you serve them?
Well, primarily our students fall within the autism spectrum disorder category, Asperger's syndrome, a variety of other learning styles. Their special needs include, a low student-to-teacher ratio, a safe, quiet environment, sensory rooms, and people who are just teachers that can identify when their anxieties are elevated and can relate and connect to them on a very personal level.
And Gwen, you have a personal connection to AIM High School, which is why you got involved. You have a son with special needs. Tell us about that.
Yes, when my son was 2, he was diagnosed as being on the autism spectrum with Asperger's. While he went through public school, he was academically fine, but socially and the environment were going to be in his way in terms of him achieving his potential. So I had to conceive of a different kind of situation for him for high school, and that's why I was so excited to help found this alternative education model for kids with special needs.
And Mike, why is it difficult? Why is it hard for students with special needs to succeed in a traditional school setting?
Well, their language processing issues create all types of problems and anxieties. Just listening to verbal commands, recall, comprehension issues can create anxieties. Often the environment, our students are very sensitive to light, to noise. All of these things can create a feeling of isolation. And so this can also create anxiety along with behaviors in order to get out of an environment. And our students are often labeled as behavioral issues when really they're just trying to escape an environment that's very stressful and anxiety creating for them.
Gwen, what was special about your son's education at AIM High School? How did it change his life? How did it change family life at home?
Yes, it was great for all of us. The amazing faculty that we have made a connection with him like none other. When there was a social situation or an environmental issue, he was able to advocate for himself, and they came up with problem-solving strategies for him. And really, we did not have to teach him what he didn't pick up during the day. It was all done by the end of the day. The homework's included at the school. So it literally gave us our family back.
Yeah, that's such a great success story. And we're trying to get inside, sort of unpack how that happens for students. In addition to academics at AIM High School, Mike, you focus on communication, life skills, the everyday. How do you do that?
Well, our communications is key to this population. I mean, our students oftentimes, because of their processing issues and their inability to connect socially with their peers, again, they feel isolated, and we have developed a class and a curriculum that tries to address those issues in small group settings and also in real-world tasks that young adults or young people have to face all the time. I mean, it may sound a little silly, but we will teach things. We had a group of students outside last week changing a tire on their teacher's car. We will blow up dishwashers with the wrong dish soap at times, just to see how they react to a small crisis, and for them to build the confidence to know that they can handle those type of things. And then that translates into more confidence in the classroom and also learning skills. They feel good about learning skills that their typical peers do not possess. So.
And then back inside the facility, you mentioned sensory rooms. That's a special place for students. How does that work? What does that do for students?
Well, in the communications class and in every class that we have, we want students to advocate for themselves. We want them to know that it's okay if you're not feeling right. It's okay if you make a mistake. At times, there may be something that happens outside of the school that has caused anxiety for them. So they will advocate and say, I need a break, Mr. Earls, or I need a break, Mr. Beams DeBoer, or whoever they're in class with, and they will just go to a quiet, safe place to spend 10 or 15 minutes and then come back to the room and we move on. We move forward from there.
And Gwen, your son is an example of a success story. What is he doing now?
Well, he is in the second year of community college. Through one of the opportunities that Aim High gave him, he was able to interview successfully and have an internship at a local library, and that's his life plan going forward. So he's in his second year of a curriculum headed towards his own job and independent living away from mom and dad.
And now, at what point did he transition into Aim High School?
He came in right away as a sophomore.
And immediately you could see the difference between that traditional school setting. How was that for him upon moving into Aim High School?
Well, he was a little bit nervous at first, as most of our students are, but I remember telling them, boy, he's very quiet in a classroom, usually with 30 kids in it. He won't speak for about a month and a half. And in like day 3, they're like, we had to ask him to be quiet so some of the other kids could say something about a topic. So, I mean, it was right away, the trust and the feeling of, I can do this.
Mike, in Aim High School here in the Detroit area, what are you looking forward to and how do you want to grow in the future?
Well, we're just looking forward to getting the word out about the program. We have our new facility is going to allow us to grow the program, but also offer more services, more transition services, more connections for our students in the community. And eventually, our goal would be to replicate this model because it's a model that works for this population and it's a model that's much needed. Again, many of our students probably were not on a path to graduation, but all of our students now are on a path to graduation. I feel like they are going to be ready to lead an independent, successful life once they leave Aim High School.
And real quickly, in the 10 seconds we have, Gwen, a tip for parents facing a similar situation.
You just do the best you can and stand up for your child. They have a lot to offer. Come and find the resources in our area and stick by your child.
Well, we appreciate you joining us here on American Graduate Day. So much critical information and putting it forth to our viewers nationwide in an easy way for them to understand and find resources for themselves. Mike Earls, Gwen Dunlap, thank you once again for being with us here on American Graduate Day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fred.
Well, and thank you for being with us across the country. Become an American Graduate champion at americangraduate.org. Soledad, back to you.
Fred Nahat, thanks so much.